What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. We're here Sunday evening, getting ready for this Monday DraftKings main slate. 8 games. We have a 4-game 640 slate or something like that too.
Yeah.
So a lot of early games as well. If you guys are tempted to play that, I haven't checked FanDuel. FanDuel usually sometimes throws them all together, but we got 8 games starting at 7:10 p.m. Eastern time. Weather-wise, a little rain symbol in Chicago. Guess we'll see whether or not that game plays on. That's going to be the second game of a double header for them. As well. Which is kind of strange. I feel like usually on double header days, like they don't include them on the slates, but
I think FanDuel does not. I think DraftKings does usually.
Well, they're on it. We'll see what happens. We'll see if the weather holds, if this game starts later than expected, if the first game gets delayed. We'll have to see who's going to be in or out of the lineups based on who's in that game one as well. Usually the catchers don't catch both games, so depending on who is the starting catcher for the early games, we'll know who's the starting catchers for late games. Of course, we'll be back here live at 5 p.m. to kind of recap all of that for you guys and get you ready. Grande, though. 10K pitcher, just one. Spencer Strider.
Really good.
Gets the White Sox. He's at home. Really good is a subjective term. I know things are always in the eye of the beholder. I'm not sure how to look at 13 earned runs on 19 hits over 8 2/3 is really good. People like to pitch against the White Sox, though, even though we kind of keep talking about like they're not consistently as bad as they were to start the season. We've also highlighted this past week really was a disaster for the majority of the top price pitchers for the slate. As someone who rosters him in regular fantasy baseball, James, how do you feel Strider is going to perform in this matchup?
Happy Monday, John.
Yeah, thanks.
What a time to be alive for this fine Monday. We have excellent pitchers all over this slate and on this Monday slate.
Not this slate.
No, not this one. I mean, look, it's been obviously a bad year for Spencer Strider. He wins the Cy Young. He has Tommy John. He returns. He makes those 2 starts last year. He has it wasn't an oblique injury. Like as soon as he returns this year, he has like an oblique that knocks him out.
I forget what it was. Wasn't it like him like in the outfield?
Like or on like a trampoline. He was bouncing. I don't know. Trampoline, outfield, same thing. Like some of this stuff looks okay. Like his ERA and his expected ERA are about even. His Sierra, which is a skill interactive ERA, is sub 4. His xFIP is expected fielder independent pitching, is sub 4. His BABIP is over 300. Like there's some stuff that indicates that maybe he's been a little unlucky, but when you throw 2 pitches and your fastball is the primary pitch you throw and it's down 2 miles an hour from like before your surgery, that's an issue, right? And that has gotten hit. There's been a lot of home runs. There has been control issues, and the strikeouts are down. He shows flashes of like, yeah, I was the best pitcher in baseball a couple years ago. But it's nothing more than that. It's just flashes. So yeah, we might get 11 strikeouts from Spencer Strider. Wouldn't be surprising. We might get him out in the 4th inning. Wouldn't be surprising. There's a wide range of outcomes. And like, that's not always the best thing to spend on a 10K pitcher. Wide range of outcome is not what you want from a pitcher that's $10,000.
Not on a slate where the Dodgers are in Coors.
Yes.
I haven't looked at the Ohtani price.
I just did.
I imagine he's at least $7,000.
It starts with a 7.
I would imagine that would be the case. So, last 30 days, your Chicago White Sox against right-handed pitching. 182 ISO, 248 batting average, 323 WOBA, a 22% strikeout rate. So really good ISO, middle of the pack, to average and WOBA and 20% strikeout rate. Again, sort of middle in the pack. So hitting for power and not sucking anywhere else. So feels like it could be a tougher matchup for him there. Then you have Robbie Ray. He gets the Padres here. Padres against left-handed pitching during that same stretch.
Elite.
We talked about this one.
Elite.
15% strikeout rate.
Yep.
He did just face them. 6 innings, 4 earned, only 4 strikeouts, 113 pitches for Robbie Ray to get through that. $9,700. Don't love that.
And I'm pretty sure not only the 15% strikeout rate, they're like top 10 in like every offensive category against lefties too.
They've fallen down a little bit since then. It is a 10% walk rate, so like walking a ton. They are 10th in batting average. No ISO to be found. 22nd in ISO. 327 WOBA is 12th. So top 12 offense average WOBA, below average ISO, best strikeout rate, highest walk rate. Pretty much.
Okay.
So
a lot of pitches
being seen there. And obviously they have guys that can hit for power. Yamamoto at 94 in cores. I feel like we saw this earlier this year. Here, 5 innings, 56 pitches.
Rain delay.
Shortened. Okay. Dominated them, as we would expect.
I mean, he's a very good pitcher.
Yeah. So the 94 priced down because of cores.
Yes.
Was the course price cheap that start too? 88. Yeah, okay. I remember us losing our mind over that price tag.
Yeah.
On him there. 26 fantasy points and 5 innings of work in that game. So yeah, imagine we probably go there.
Yep.
With Yamamoto. Trevor Rogers has been unbelievable, but he now has the unfortunate circumstances of facing the Red Sox in Fenway. It's a lefty in Fenway against Boston.
I don't know if it matters because I'm pretty sure Trevor Rogers is Tarek Skubal, just in disguise.
I think it matters a little bit. I wouldn't do it.
He beat Boston in Boston already.
Yeah, but this is a new Boston.
I know that was Devers. Devers was still on the team.
Yeah, that was in May. This is August.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I also think like pretty good floor. Seemingly, Seattle playoff team. If he was like Philly,
$1,000 cheaper, I think I'd be more interested.
Okay.
I mean, if you're playing Yamamoto, you can't play Rogers and get Coors bats.
No, you can't.
So, and I think you and I haven't scrolled all the way down yet, but I don't see a pitcher we want to pitch. So I'm assuming he's under $7,000 again. So I mean, you have Rogers there, Patrick against the Cubs. I don't really want to go there. Gavin Williams, $8,500. Last start for him, 11 strikeouts against the Athletics. Looked pretty good.
Nope. Your DraftKings is deceiving you.
There we go.
No, your DraftKings is deceiving you. I promise you.
There we go. We had to scroll up. It picked me in the middle of the page.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I don't know why that happened. Miami rocked them. The start before that, almost complete game.
Almost no hitter. Soto broke up the home run. No hitter was broken up in the ninth.
So he's been good, but it is Arizona.
I don't think it's a surprise, by the way. And I think to see him come out of that game at 75 pitches after throwing 126 pitches, I think that's always something to like just keep in mind.
Yeah,
how they respond the next. People don't throw that many pitches these days, right? They were trying to get him the no hitter. I always use the Johan Santana thing as like my go-to, but when Santana threw the first no-hitter in Mets history, he threw like 150 pitches. And then he never like was able to lift his arm up again. Yeah. You just don't know how people are going to continuously respond. There were 7 days in between starts. This one is a regular start, so we should be good to go. But, it is, again, worth mentioning, did that do something to Williams for the rest of the year that, like, he can't respond to?
Sure.
Arizona is still also good against right-handed pitching. So, but it's obviously less to a lesser extent because 2 of the guys they traded away were 2 of their best offensive players.
Yeah. So again, Williams is there, $8,500, as we kind of highlighted. It has a lot of upside, but it's the Diamondbacks. You have Waka Singer against the Angels. Singer coming off of, assuming, 6 shutout in his last start there, with 6 strikeouts. Obviously got hammered by the Pirates in a start that nobody expected him to struggle in. 8K for Singer against the Angels. Any interest there?
I think I look at Brady Singer and I'm like, why would I not just play Spencer Strider at 8K?
You're just saying that he is like Spencer Strider at 8K?
Like this, and we've seen a higher ceiling from Singer lately. There's a high ceiling and there's a low floor, and he's $2,000 cheaper on a core slate, right? Like why? He has a high strikeout offense that also could hit home runs. The White Sox strike out moderately and also hit home runs, right? I don't know. You need to find money to get to Ohtani and Will Smith and Freddie Freeman, who are all almost 6,000 and up. Like, I would just rather play Singer of the two. I'm not saying I don't think Strider has a ceiling, but so does Brady Singer for $2,000 cheaper.
Yep. So we have Nestor Cortez at $6,500. We highlighted this exact matchup.
Yeah.
Last time we took the mound, he was $6,400. 4 2/3, 1 earned, 6 strikeouts, taken out at 79 pitches here. 16 fantasy points in that. I see no reason not to go back to the well in this spot.
Yeah, I mean the strikeouts are what the Giants do against lefties. They do not hit lefties, period. They don't. So yeah, there's nothing else that is even really appealing down here.
Giants have an 098 ISO, a 245 WOBA, a 203 batting average, and a 26% strikeout rate for the last month against left-handed pitching. And we just saw Cortez. Again, I'm curious. I have to look in. Maybe he gave up a couple of hits, and that's why they pulled him. I don't have the full game log out. 76, 79, like maybe 80 pitches was like the limit on him, and they didn't want him to start a new AB. You know, I'm trying to understand why he would get lifted there, but I have to assume now 2 starts, 76, 79, they let him go a little bit deeper.
I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up if there was trouble in the 5th here. So I'm not really sure. Single, out, single, out. So there
was a righty up. It was a matchup.
Yeah, Adames was up. So they actually played into the Adames splits because they went to a righty.
Yeah. I wonder if he had like an 80 pitch limit and he was at 79 and they just pulled him.
Second and third for Adames was, and they went to David Morgan. We've also talked about this with San Diego, right? They just shortened games.
Yeah, they have a ridiculous bullpen.
They have the best bullpen ERA since the break, which is not surprising because they have a ridiculous bullpen.
Yeah, so they could bring you Mason Miller in the 8th because he's not even their closer.
Dude, they could realistically, if they can get him 4 outs, he can come in the 7th. Yeah. You know, like that guy was a starter. I'm sure he's like.
So I think Nestor Cortez is going to be pretty popular at $6,500 when you're trying to get a 7K plus Ohtani.
Yes. In
your lineup and probably play Yamamoto. I know you mentioned nobody else here, and I'm just going to highlight Dustin May for a moment because he did throw 6 shutout at 8Ks. And after the fact, they did like kind of talk to him, and he's like, "Oh, I liked, throwing harder and not worrying about like all the breaking ball stuff." That said, he still threw 23 sweepers. Looking at Statcast here, 34 sweepers still. But he threw 36 cutters or the fastballs and cutters. So, like maybe he just threw harder. Like I don't know. We sometimes we try to read a lot into these pitch mix breakdowns. He found success. He looked pretty dominant there against Houston. He gets Baltimore now. Baltimore's got a bunch of young kids in their lineup.
It's interesting, John, because like I'm looking at. I don't know if you're using Savant. I'm looking at Fangraphs. and he threw 37% sliders, which is like just in line basically with his seasonal average. The one pitch that you said was the cutter. I mean, he averages 8% cutter per 9% per start, and his 2 starts with Boston have been 30 and 20%, which has been the pitch that you've talked about all year long.
The Red Sox want their pitchers throwing cutters. That's the reason Kyle Harrison has been in AAA. They wanted him to develop a cutter, and if you go look at Kyle Harrison's last 3 starts at AAA, he's basically not getting hit. He's got like over strikeout per 9, not giving up any runs. They just wanted him to work on a cutter. And now Dustin May's up here just throwing cutters. So,
well, the sinker usage was down, and it's been down with the 2 starts with Boston. The slider is like still where it usually is, but it's the cutter, and even some of the 4-seam numbers are up too, actually. Yeah. So, like you said, throwing harder. His fastball, he's thrown more than his.
So, like you said, there's a quote here. If I could find it, it's probably too passive, but he was like pretty much quoted being like, "I liked the fact that I can just go out there and just like throw hard now." Like basically, what he was saying. So, anyway, so you're probably not gonna play Dustin May, but I want to give a shout out because he did look really, really good, and we've seen him be really, really good. In the past, but I think everybody's going to go to Nestor. Would you pitch anybody else?
Probably not. How can you, like, Gomez looked good in his debut start, but Atlanta is like scorching hot, and it's mainly Michael Harris, so you probably don't go Gomez despite the start he made. Medeiros, he did throw 4 innings in that game. Probably don't go there. He can't throw strikes. And no. 40. It is crazy to see a starting pitcher 4,500. Like when a starter gets called up 4K, and you like Kyle Freeland's like a wily veteran. He's $4,500. It's crazy. Not playing him. I'm just putting it out. It's 4,500.
So found the quote. Dustin May said the Red Sox told him they view his cutter as a weapon pitch. So, anyways.
Okay. I mean, that's what they're literally. That's what the robots, when they walk into the facility, that's what they're. Hello, Dustin. We view your cutter as a weapon. Follow this red line to your locker.
Didn't work on the first game because he wasn't. Because he wasn't used to throwing it, as you said,
He threw it 30% of the time.
Throwing it 7% before that. So he had no feel for the cutter in that first start. Figured out second start. All right, let's go.
Well, it's 9%. 9% usage was bumped solely because he threw it 30%.
Right. And that's what they want him doing now. Is basically just throwing hard. Which when you throw like 97, I guess that makes sense. Sure. All right. This is just where it gets silly. There's the Dodgers are in Coors. We saw what the Blue Jays did in Coors a few weeks back. They scored a bajillion runs.
20. Yeah. In a game.
Every single player on the Dodgers is expensive, which is why we're looking at Nestor Cortez as a must play pretty much.
Yep.
How much and who are you looking to jam into? Like Ohtani, obviously, right? Does Will Smith make that cut for you at $5,900?
Yeah.
Or do you go down and like you have Drake Baldwin in the mid-tier, Salvi Perez kind of in the mid-range? Like where do the Dodgers priority for you?
I'm not going to tell you no to play any of them, whoever's in the lineup, any and all, because they are what they are. Smith is obviously one of them. He's been, one of the best hitting catchers in baseball. You don't often get a catcher this good. Now, he obviously hasn't been that good since probably since the All-Star break, really. But he's hits in the middle of the order.
So no ISO versus lefties too for him. So.
Yeah, he's historically good against lefties. Absolutely love that. Salvi, love him against lighter. Drake Baldwin, just part of the cog that Atlanta has. Atlanta's just a weapon now, right? Atlanta decided to win all these games. I think they just swept the Guardians. and their offense is going nuclear. I mean, they beat the Mets. They crushed the Mets before that, right?
Crushed their
So
soul.
crushed their soul. Yeah, Baldwin looks really good at 4K. If you want to play Kyle Teal, you can. If you want to play Tyler Stevenson, you can. If Doug Castillo's in the lineup, he's fine.
I mean, we have Basallo here. Should have homered.
Should have
Against Dustin
homered.
May. He's
Yeah.
3K.
Yeah, it's a pretty good split. Obviously, like one of the top prospects in baseball. Big
power
big
guy.
big
Yeah, a lot of
power. Lot of walks. A lot of power. Gonna be on base a lot. So, $3,000 for a super talented kid in a really good ballpark. And like whatever the Dustin May start was,
There's one start. Yeah, I need to see it again.
we have a two-start we have a two-start sample with his new pitch mix, right? One was really good, one was really bad. And all the stuff before it was mostly bad. So whether or not we spent a lot of time about talking Dustin May, and like maybe things do turn around. We've seen a lot of good for Boston pitching and in terms of turning around. Doesn't mean it's going to happen for Dustin May. So Basallo might just be the wrong matchup for
319 ISO and 23 homers at AAA for Basallo this year.
We know the one thing specifically about a cutter is when a righty or a lefty are throwing it to the opposite split, if it is not cutting, it is a home run because it is a slower fastball that is sitting
supposed to move. Supposed to move.
Yes. So, would definitely take a shot.
I think Basallo, honestly, if you're going to spend down at the position, I think Basallo or Fermin, another guy that just like handles lefties well.
He just hits, dude. He just hits.
It shouldn't be $2,500. The guy just did nothing really but hit since he's like been their starting catcher. So understanding that it's Robbie Ray and he's a really good pitcher and all that jazz, like Fermin at 25 makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
I don't care what Zach Gallen does. I would still give Bo Naylor a look. Come out four hits.
Wants to get over that Mendoza line.
I don't mind that spot there. Anything else for you?
Okay. Nope.
First base. Ohtani 7K. Can play him first. Can play him in the outfield. Also have Freeman at $6,000. Can play the cheaper worst player if you wanted to do that as well.
Cheaper.
I mean, what's hilarious is that this season kind of looks like a down year for Freddie Freeman, even though he homered today. It's like
we said that last year too.
Hit 300, 850 OPS. You're like, yeah, but like maybe he hits 20 homers this year. Like, where's the 35 homer guy?
He also was off to like a crazy good start and then got hurt and like hasn't been the same player since.
Matt Olson's 5K is good. Bush at 48. I like that. We do have Romy versus lefty. So, and again, as good as Trevor Rogers has been, this is feeding right into the Boston splits. Manzardo, Vaughn, again, Jameson Taillon fresh off the IL against a team that had their 14-game winning streak snapped. Though it looked like it was about to be 15 with the home run by Contreras there in the ninth. You can play any of them, really.
Any of them. Manzardo, I think, and Paz and Vinny Paz too. Throw him in the mix. I think Manzardo and Vaughn probably stand out to me in this range because the home run upside. I mean, Manzardo's obviously been hitting a boatload of home runs. I mean, he's going to hit 30 home runs this year. That's exactly what they wanted, right? That's why they let go. That's why they got rid of Naylor. They said, well, this guy can hit 30. He's trending towards it. And obviously, like, Taillon is a good major league pitcher, but the problem that he's always had, and especially this year, is the home runs. So you don't want to run into this Milwaukee team right now having a home run problem. And he was really bad, Taillon, before the injury.
He had like a good month, and then it fell apart.
Fell apart in those last few starts, and it actually started with Milwaukee in that run. So I think in that range, Paz, Romy, Manzardo, Vaughn, but mainly Manzardo and Vaughn for me.
Okay. Value plays here.
Sean O'Well just continues to be like an option day in, day out. He's like a fine player.
Yep. Again, I don't think people always remember that he's basically one full season now at the major league level, right?
One full season. Yep.
Got called right up there. K-Fist is 31. You kind of always give him a shout. Locklear's 3K. It's Rowdy's 26. I got nothing else, though. I don't know if you care for anybody else.
I mean, Ryan Mountcastle's been pretty good since returning from the IL. Has a chance to play every day now that Baltimore traded everyone else. So I don't hate Mountcastle.
Second base, we go then. Cattell's 58. You can play Romy here as well. Terang, $4,400. Jackson Holiday, McLean, and Raphael round out your 4K range.
Yeah, I kind of like Terang Holiday. Those would probably be the two guys I'd get to. I think Terang has a super high ceiling, especially if he's hitting for power, because we know the speed threat. Jackson Holiday, good couple days over the weekend, just keeps chugging along, being a decent player. 700 OPS is probably not where they want him at, but he's fine. Cedon's hit the skids a little bit too, but we knew Cedon. There's just no way Cedon was going to keep the pace that he had. I mean, he was like,
you know, what's interesting is, and obviously these probably have absolutely nothing to do with each other, but when he's playing in the outfield versus when he's playing in the infield, his hitting stats are dramatically different. And you just wonder if sometimes, like,
I believe it.
You know, he's focusing more defensively in second base because he's, 100 feet away from the ball, or like, he's more comfortable in the outfield, so he's looser and he's more comfortable at the plate. But there's some pretty dramatic hitting splits depending on where he is in the field. That said, Wilyer Abreu left today's game with a leg injury, it looked like.
Yeah.
Nate Eaton was subsequently pulled from AAA's game today. So
lead off Nate Eaton.
Yeah, so we could see Cedon back in the outfield with Eaton in the infield here if Wilyer ends up landing on the IL. So something to watch for there. Because Vaughn Grissom just absolutely can't get called up ever.
No,
They just won't do that. All right, so there's that. Under 4K plays for us here. Freeland versus Freeland at 37.
Dude, he's been so bad, but it's hard to like him or Rojas. We know the ownership's going to be there, so let's just like say that.
I was gonna say, like, what's his strong split? But he's hitting 160. So
he's hitting
like,
160.
Is there let's see, is there a split though advantage for him here? Is he just dramatically bad versus one versus the other? 111 versus lefties, 180 versus righties. So he has a 0.00 ISO versus right-handed pitching, and he's 0.00 ISO versus left-handed pitching.
What about in
minor league ball?
Yeah, because like obviously he had to get called up for some reason, right? In PCL this year against lefties, he hit 258 and had an 800 OPS. That was the better split. Okay. Oh no. Left-handed pitcher. He hit 207.
Okay, so can't hit lefties to save his life. Makes sense.
Rojas will play.
Yep.
I think there's pivots. Obviously, Lennon Sosa is here.
He continues.
Dude, he just keeps homering. I mean, the power is real. Albies has been better, but the whole Braves, it's contagious. Whatever's happening in Atlanta, they're all hitting. Semien homered in back-to-back days because we're getting the end of season. We can't overlook the end of year Marcus Semien run that he goes on every year. Yep. He's going to end with 20 home runs, 80 RBIs, and we'll be like, oh, okay. Pretty good year for Marcus Semien. Mike Walker's also been reverse splits this year. So, and that's what Semien's better at. Jonathan India has responded in kind to moving down in the order. He's hitting for power randomly again. This literally started in that Boston series when they moved him down, and you and I had we're like, oh, he's hitting 7th.
Yeah.
For like the first time all year, and he's now hit 3 home runs in 7 games. So, again, maybe it's something that sparked, like, oh, I have to get going, or my ass is kicked to the curb. Rengifo has been better lately. We've talked about him a couple times, but when did Luis Rengifo start hitting 250? I swear he was at 200 like a couple weeks ago. But Rengifo's been good, 3K. Tyler Fitzgerald's back. I don't know if you saw that, but he homered today.
Good player.
And well, that's not
can be
true.
Can be a good player.
Yeah, in Jeremy Lin stretches, he can be.
Sure. All right, third base. Those Ozzie Ramirez is $6,200. I watched Eric Fetty strike him out twice today. That was kind of infuriating.
Yeah, it was really sad. I was incredibly sad about that.
Pretty stressful watching that. One ball was like not even close to anywhere near the plate. I'm like, what are we doing, Jose? Bregman had the day off, and then he pinch hit and got a hit. So he's good. He gets Rogers $5,200. Westberg had a huge day again.
Yes, he's good.
Not in on May. Westberg $4,500. Then we hit down in the value range. What are we looking at for you?
Yeah, I mean, for Ramirez and Westberg were like the only two that really popped for me. Durbin's fine. You could play Josh Smith. He probably leads off. Andujar has had some really good batted ball luck on his side. $3,500 for him. I think he's fine. We know Matt Shaw is a dual threat. He hasn't been great lately. They also pinch hit him. They pinch hit Owen Cassie on Sunday, so that's obviously something to monitor moving forward. Josh Young is, completely just a mid baseball player at this point.
Do we try to go Caros? I mean,
we can, Cabrian Hayes is down here.
Nate Eaton.
Well, Nate Eaton if he's in the lineup.
It's fast player, Nate Eaton.
I think Nacho's also been another Brave that's been like fine.
Riley back yet?
No, he tried to throw last week and he was still feeling discomfort. So because it's the same oblique injury, they are absolutely not in any rush to get him back.
Okay. Brings us to shortstop. Bobby Witt's 59, Ellie's 58. None of that, Mookie's 57, Neto 51. Again, we kind of talked about Bobby Witt's price and just his lack of paying that off. So
and
yet he continues to be the highest priced shortstop. So
I get it because he has a high ceiling, but it just really hasn't been on display this year. No. Same thing honestly, you could say the same thing with Ellie largely, especially lately. Like guys, both these players have super high ceilings, but they just...
Yeah, Ellie had like the 2 homers, 7 RBI game, like it feels like an eternity ago.
Oh, it was because I didn't get that.
Yeah, I had it, but
yeah, but think about when you had Ellie De La Cruz this year.
It was a good time.
No, I know, but it's been months. He stopped homering, and again, not saying he's not going to homer. This is a great spot. You could definitely play Ellie. You could definitely play Bobby Witt, but we're paying premiums on a core slate for those players. They have to have ceiling games.
You probably want just nothing against these top guys, right? I mean, obviously Gunnar Henderson is in play, but you have Perdomo, Story, Seager, Colson Montgomery, Dansby Swanson. The mid 4K range all feels pretty good.
Yeah, Perdomo continues to be awesome. Stealing bases left and right, homer. I mean, he's just doing really everything. Story has super high ceiling always because he's stealing a lot of bases as well.
79 RBIs.
79 RBIs. It's a race to see who has more between him and Geraldo Perdomo.
79 RBIs with a 725 OPS.
Yeah, he does things in bulk, dude. Seager obviously, fits a stack, fits a one-off, fits whatever you want because he's a super high ceiling. And Montgomery, another one. He's going to strike out a bunch. He has as many multi-strikeout games as he does anything else on his ledger, but he has massive power.
Mm-hmm. And if Strider keeps having his home run problems, Colson Montgomery probably the one to pay.
Yes.
Joey Ortiz is 29. Monasterio homered the other day as well. I mean, if you're going against Tyon and one of them end up in the lineup. There's, I could see the Brewers not getting any ownership on this slate, despite the fact that they scored 110 runs over the last 14 games because everyone's playing the Dodgers. So
yep.
I don't mind going Brew Crew there.
Yeah.
Outfield again,
and Arias.
Yeah, Arias. Yeah. Outfield, as we always say, find your stack, pick your players. Your Dodgers are all mega expensive. Ohtani, Teoscar, Paez, Teoscar and Paez versus lefty have been the right splits for them. So figuring out a way makes sense. That said, Christian Yelich had a huge game the other day. Ronald Acuna has been really good. So if you wanted to pivot and play them instead, more power to you.
Dude, I am absolutely fine with playing those dudes in cores. We are being spoiled with this Ronald Acuna price. I know he has not actually paid it off yet, but he is Ronald Acuna. And he is going to
17, 18, and 21 and 3 of the last 4.
Yeah, no. Scroll.
Oh, did we do this again?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
He has been.
I don't know why it's doing this to me. It's really frustrating. All right. Yes,
since
I would
he's
agree
been
with you
back, since he has been back, he has been fine. But he has 50. We looked at this on Friday. He had not been under $6,000 all year long.
Correct.
And he came back and they were 52 or whatever it was. 53. We are being spoiled with that price. And the Braves are getting a pitcher who looked good in his return to the major leagues, but was in the minor leagues because he was really bad. Really bad.
Yeah.
So bad that he got the heck up out of there. Bad. So he's pitched for 4 teams this year, and including the Yankees, by the way, Yandres Gomez. But I am highly interested in the Braves as a pivot if I'm seeing Ronald Acuna's price sit here in this range.
So again, play all of them up here over 5K if you want. Boston's all best hitters do have the lefty-lefty matchup there. I'm curious. We know Ref Snyder will be in the lineup. It gives it a good spot to rest Willier, who's coming off the injury, right?
Yes.
Roman Anthony hits lefties well anyways, so I'm not really too concerned about him. But would you pay the 5K price for Duran here?
Lefties have an 0.23 ISO and a 168 WOBA against Trevor Rogers.
So not well. Not good.
26% strikeout rate as well. I will pass.
Okay. I'm also kind of in agreement with you. And honestly, at that price, I probably don't get the Roman Anthony. He just does hit them well. But
yes.
There's that. Mid-range for us. What are we looking at?
I mean, you could play Lourdes if you believe that this has Coors cured him. He had a big series in Coors. Don't hate Seiya. Don't hate Trout. Obviously, Luis Robert has hit the skids a little bit. He just woke up and realized he wasn't traded, so he stopped caring again. But Spencer Strider could cure that. Alex Call at 4,100. Jesus Christ, he's had one at bat in this whole series against San Diego. Laureano homered again on Sunday, dude. He has been unfreaking believable. Ramon Laureano home runs in 3 of his last 4. I'd be okay playing Laureano. You could play Hap, Sedon we talked about. You can play Moniak if you want. Then we get to the sub 4K. I think Profar looks really good. Profar has been very, very good out of the leadoff hole for the Braves. Yeah. So I definitely am interested in some Profar. Langford has been good.
I'd say Wyatt's actually been starting to turn it around.
Waka's reverse splits too. It's been a little reverse splitsy this year for Michael Waka. So
if Wyatt Langford was able to play a full season, I was actually looking this up earlier today. His paced average for 150 games or 58 games, whatever it was a 25-25 year with 80 RBIs and 80 runs scored. So
yeah, he's super toolsy, right? He has every tool. I mean, this year he has 14 bombs and 16 steals, or 17 home runs and 16 steals, and he's played 103 games. He'll play 100.
Yeah, his was I think the average split it said was 100 over 158 games or something like that. It was almost a 25-25 season. So for his second year in the league, that's been both of them hampered by injuries. Like not terrible. Ozuna's there. Yaz.
Braves are cheap, dude. Braves are so cheap.
They are cheap.
3,500 for Michael Harris.
Michael Harris. Perkins is there too, but Harris is the best shout. I mean, Jesus. Got to make sure I got to scroll up, make sure I'm looking at the right numbers here. 20 plus in 3 of the last 5 for Michael Harris.
Michael Harris has been
looking like Ronald Acuna at $3,500.
We get Ronald Acuna at $3,500. We're gonna. The problem is when Ronald Acuna turns back into Ronald Acuna and Michael Harris is still Ronald Acuna.
Sure.
How do the Braves ever lose a game again?
Did I pass
Refsnyder? Yeah, 37.
There he is, 37. Okay. Obviously, the guy has like a 250 ice over lefty, so you can get that in your lineup if you want to. Angel Martinez, 3K. Evan Lux is there, but he's not exciting.
No, he's so boring.
McCarthy's 27.
I mean, he's been bad, but he's had some good games lately.
Product of Coors, right?
Aided mostly by Coors, but also he's been on base, so he's been able to steal. He has 3 stolen bases in 4 games, you know?
All right. Anybody else?
Carlson homered on Sunday or Saturday. I think he has homers in back-to-back games, Dylan Carlson.
Yeah.
We know Jock will get ownership. I actually don't mind Texas. Texas is a nice cheap team as well. We know Jock's getting ownership. And then Dylan Beavers.
Sure.
For the Orioles. He's been in the lineup. He's been good in each of the first 2 games. He's flat, stone cold 2K. He's going to play every day.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not obviously on A, I don't see why you wouldn't just play some of those cheap balls. We talked Basallo already, so.
Basallo, the killer bees, Basallo and Beavers.
So Basallo is 3K. Beavers is 2K. It's $46.50 for your first, second, third, and shortstop. If you did play Ohtani there, you could also just play Ohtani at first and play like Teoscar.
Play Ohtani at first to help us out here. And then you get Pajes just as the cheaper option.
4,400 for second, third, and short. Full lineup will be in the Discord. You know where to get it.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys tuning in each and every day. We appreciate you leaving all those comments on Friday as well.
It was lit.
Wouldn't hate to see it again. Let us know how your weekend went. Did you win any money? No, Grande's been taking down some Valorant tournaments over the weekend. So
I'm a video game nerd, dude. What can I say?
It's true. Again, we'll be back live at 5. We appreciate you all each and every day tuning in with us, and we'll see you later.